1, 2, bring it to the folks.
It's a music show about music show.
What's going on, everyone? It is your boy, Mr. Blandon, the teacher of the decade here at Hillcrest Middle School. And today on a music show about music shows, we will be discussing the show 106 & Park. In fact, the sound that you heard immediately following my intro sound was the theme song for the show 106 & Park. Before we get started, a little backstory as to how I even wound up creating a podcast. So my music tech students and I, over the last few weeks, have been working on podcasts. They have been acting like I've been asking them to conduct rocket science. And so I made my mind up to say, hey, I'm going to make me a podcast and I'm going to show them just how easy it can be. So here I am. The podcast is being recorded using BandLab, which was our first unit that we covered during the first semester. Students should have learned how to input audio into BandLab using loops to create beats and things of that nature. So really this should just be, compounding information. So now they're actually applying what they learned during the first semester and, creating their podcast. In fact, the last unit that we covered in BandLab was talking about lo-fi beats and what a lo-fi beat is and how to create one. The beat that you even hear underneath my voice is a lo-fi beat that I created myself in BandLab in, let's say, about 25 minutes. This is why I'm here. And y'all, when I say they complained. You want to know what they sounded like? Mr. Blanding, I don't know how to make a podcast. Mr. Blanding, I don't. And I've been right there trying to help them. So, I wind up saying, watch this. I'm going to pull me a podcast together in the course of a few days. You all have been working on this for weeks. And this is where we are. So my show, again, is entitled A Music Show About Music Shows. And on this show, we will talk about music shows that are still around or that once were around that had a great impact on their respective music genre. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the hit show 106 & Park. So what exactly is or was 106 & Park? 106 & Park was a groundbreaking music video countdown show that featured a lot of the up-and-coming artists in the hip-hop, R&B, and urban music genres. Fun fact, my parents used to not let me watch it because, again, at that time, they felt that it was exposing me to things that I needed a little more time, before being exposed to. But the music head in me, man, I always tried to find a way to watch it. There was something about the level of artistry that went into music back then and into the music videos back then that it drew me in to the show. Every day there will be a top 10 countdown, and alongside the up and coming artists, the popular artists of that time would use that platform to showcase their new songs and new albums. 106 & Park was just the thing to be, or the place to be. This was before the TikTok and the Instagram and all of those things. And around that time, Facebook wasn't what it was or what it is now. Facebook was a platform for college students to get on and to network as college students. And so there was no social media back then, or going viral or dropping your music on a SoundCloud. You really essentially had to go through the go through 106 in Park if you were to consider yourself to have made it, in hip hop, R&B, or urban music. The show 106 in Park aired on September 11th, 2000 on the network BET. The show 106 in Park lasted all the way up until December 19th, 2014. So they had a little over a 14-year run, and over the course of those 14 years, there were a series of hosts that were chosen to lead the charge to run hip hop and R&B and urban music's main stage. The first set of hosts that really set the tone, and some would even argue were the best hosts that 106 in Park ever had, were the OGs, AJ and Free. AJ and Free started 106 in Park, in September of 2000, and they lasted as the host all the way up to the year 2005. And I even remember, I think I was in 5th grade at that time, sneaking and watching it when they made their announcement on the couch of of the show, where many celebrities would come and sit on that couch and give their interviews. AJ was sitting on the couch with Free on the phone, and they were announcing that they would no longer be hosts for 106 in Park. I mean, you can even see some of the people in utter disbelief in the audience. Keep in mind, this was a live recorded show, on mainstream television. So yeah, that was big. But man, arguably, they're the OGs, man. The other hosts that came after them were good, but no one could really do it like AJ and Free did. They helped the show gain its popularity in its beginning stages for its interactive format, like crowd interactions, interacting with the crowd, the music videos, the countdown series, the different celebrity interviews and exclusives that they would get, even down to the live performances, the performances from the artists coming and performing on the main stage. Man, they are the ones that kind of set the tone for 106 in Park. Nonetheless, in 2005, AJ and Free were no more, in relation to 106 in Park. And so the year following that, it's kind of like I won't say a rough year, but they had some fill-ins. They brought over Big Tigger. Big Tigger was a host for another one of BET shows, Rap City, and Jaleesa. So Big Tigger and Jaleesa ran it for, held the fort down for around a year, while BET tried to figure out where they were going to go with this show. And so in the year 2006, BET kind of faced with the challenge of trying to find its replacements for two heavy hitters of a host. BET ran a show, or a contest, in search of 106 in Park's newest host. And the result of that contest was the selection of Terrence J and Roxy as the official host. Now, Terrence J had already kind of served as a fill-in during that period with Jaleesa and Big Tigger, but he competed and won the final spot. And so for about 6 years, Terrence J and Roxy ran 106 in Park. And again, the comments are made about AJ and Free being the OGs and no one can do it like them, does not take away from what Terrence J and Roxy did for the show, because arguably, some people will argue that they're the ones that really carried the torch, and when 106 in Park went under, when its changes, being rebranding and they were the ones that led that charge. And even down to the artists that kind of came on the show during Terrence J and Roxy's era as the host. You got artists like 2 Chainz, Ace Hood, Alicia Keys, Big Sean, DMX, Common, Sierra, Busta Rhymes, Monica, Rick Ross, T.I. I mean, these ain't no little measly meek names. Like, these are some heavy hitters, man, and they came on the show and really helped push that platform too. So again, not taking away anything from Terrence J and Roxy and what they did, because they did their part too. Unfortunately, their era ended in the year 2012. Their farewell episode aired on September 28th, 2012. And even for that, they had like former hosts come in, and that was a really big thing, because again, it was like the end of an era. And I think though at that point we all kind of knew that things were kind of getting a little weary, in regards to the show's longevity and whether or not it was going to be here too much longer, and just being honest. So after their tenure, Bow Wow filled in as a host, and honestly, there were, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, during his first year there, because he came in like the last 2 years. That first year, it was him and about 2 or 3 other people. And again, like I said, it was kind of obvious to anyone who was kind of like paying attention that things looked like it was probably going, something wasn't right, but they had the year of Bow Wow and the quote unquote search, where it was him along with Shorty the Prince, and I think Miss Michael, Miss Mikey, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to recall from my brain, but that was that era. And then the last year of 106 & Park's existence, Bow Wow was the official host with a young lady who goes by the name of Keisha Shantae. She was named the official co-host to Bow Wow, and they ran it all the way up until the announced cancellation of 106 & Park. And the final episode of 106 & Park aired on December the 19th, 2014. The last episode of 106 & Park featured highlights of the show's history, and farewells from all of the past hosts and guests. I remember that too. The last episode of that was while I was in college, and although I didn't get to experience it while it was going on, just kind of going back and watching it, man. Like you could definitely feel like the heavy hearts, because it felt like, it was the end of an era. Like, so much had taken place on the stage of 106 & Park, like many monumental moments. So it was definitely a bittersweet moment, if you will. But again, nonetheless, 106 & Park left a lasting legacy in the entertainment industry. It provided a platform for emerging artists and influenced a lot of the youth culture with its mix of music, celebrity interviews, audience interactions, and heavy on the audience interactions, man. Like, I used to dream of being on the 106 & Park stage, like just not necessarily the stage, but like in the audience, rather, because it was just so fun. It just looked so fun, and you got to meet like the celebrities, and then like honestly, when the celebrities went on the shows, man, it was like they would kind of let the guard down a little bit. Like, they would even go out in the crowds and like talk with people and whatnot. Like, it was just an overall vibe. Like, it was an experience, and I just could not wait to get older and get old enough to buy my tickets to go fly out in New York and sit in the audience for a live 106 & Park taping. Well, this has been your boy, Mr. B, aka the teacher of the decade, and on episode 1 we have brought you a slew of information about the show 106 & Park and its major contributions to the hip-hop, R&B, and urban music genre. And on our next episode, we will talk about the show Rap City. Again, it's been your boy, Mr. B, over and out.
1, 2, bring it to the folks.
It's a music show about music show.